Hello and welcome to another death battle, another commentary. Starting off the middle of Season 7 with Beerus versus Galaxia.
We're back.
We are back. And I'm Ben, voice of Wiz. You know who I am, maybe, possibly. I'm joined by Luis, animation director. Hey, Luis.
Hey, guys. Just me.
Liam.
Hi, everybody.
Liam Swan.
I wrote this episode.
Writer. Yeah, that's his normal voice.
This is how I always talk.
It's really difficult in meetings.
This is why we have me write.
This is why you write, not voice. This is what Chad and I are for.
At first, we thought that battles were supposed to be musicals, but
this is actually a text-to-voice program that I set up. It's not my actual voice.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, I wish you would have told me that ages ago. All right. So Beerus versus Galaxia. So obviously we've done Dragon Ball before. Everybody loves whenever we do a Dragon Ball character in Death Battle.
We have?
Easily.
When was the last?
Easily. Everybody loves it. Everybody's cool with us doing Dragon Ball characters. It's great. But it is our first time bringing a Sailor Moon character into Death Battle, which is I was not very familiar with Sailor Moon myself.
Neither was I.
Going into it, I hadn't grown up with it or anything like that. So it was, I don't know. It was interesting learning about Sailor Moon while also putting together this episode.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll get to that. We can talk about Beerus a little bit. Because Liam, Beerus was, you seemed really excited to work on this episode.
I was. This was actually
you really wanted to explore
absolutely, because these are two immensely powerful beings. Beerus, obviously, his reputation for power precedes him even in Dragon Ball. So outside of Dragon Ball, Jesus, just really cool. Having two characters whose power is to just destroy anything. That's their power. It's okay, well then who wins? But one of them does indeed win. And they have such great personalities too. Beerus is a jokey jokester, and Galaxia is she is straightforwardly evil. But so evil that it becomes somewhat funny if you look at it in a certain way. So I think they work pretty well together.
It's like an over the top.
Yeah, it's
kind of evil,
it's
almost
parody.
Rita Repulsa-esque.
Exactly.
You
can't really take it seriously.
Rita Repulsa and Galaxia would be interesting to put in a room together.
Kind of hilarious how dark Sailor Moon gets. That was one of the most.
Oh, by the way, real quick.
Yeah.
Look, it's Dummy.
It's Dummy.
Oh, see you, Dummy.
Never mind. It's gone.
New character, Dummy, played by Chris Damaris.
Yeah. He's only run for one episode. We destroyed him. So sad.
Yeah, he's dead now. He's gone. That whole fanfare.
It was
new main character.
Liam, we're going to introduce a new character, and I went, okay, well, for one episode, and he's gone.
For 30 seconds, then I'll kill him off.
Look forward to the next episode where we introduce a new character called Dummy 2.
So Dummy is a character who we've talked about a little bit before, because one of the things that we love doing in Death Battle is doing little, I suppose you could call them skits, but they're more so explorations of certain weapons and abilities and stuff. The friggin' cat.
Love that one. That's the best thing in this episode.
Oh, that's the best thing, not the animated fight.
No, I agree. That was the best thing in the episode.
But Dummy was sort of a character that we kind of came up with because we were the Wiz and Boomstick relationship been kind of the same for almost 10 years now. So adding some element to kind of shake it up, even if it's a small thing, we thought was kind of important to try out and see how it goes. So Dummy is going to make semi-regular appearances throughout the rest of this year, and we'll see how the audience reacts if they like him. And if they like him a lot, hopefully we can get a cute little plush of him made, because that'd be fun.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the whole idea behind Dummy is that he's a robot made from junk. Wiz just needed some test dummy, but he didn't want it to be super advanced or whatever, because it's going to get killed. So he just threw some shit together, gave it a personality, and then let it out.
Give it a hell of a personality.
And that's basically Dummy. It's basically Dummy just doesn't want to be there.
I'll be honest
that's
though, he still sounds like it's an expensive dummy to make, because he AI can float. You know what I mean?
It's easy for Wiz.
Oh, it's easy. But yeah,
really good pizza.
I mean, isn't that the reason why like like Beerus like enjoys Earth so much because of all the food? So
Yes.
Well, you were talking about how Beerus's personality and how fun it is, and honestly, like that is the best thing about him. Like Dragon Ball has so many characters that are kind of the same, like
stoic,
villains that are kind of the same.
Stoic, badass, or just
like there was a meme going around Twitter for a while that was like, I think it's still going on right now as we're recording this. Like, name the one thing that will take away your blank card. And I was gonna respond to the one about Dragon Ball with like, I don't like the Cell saga because I think Cell's boring.
Be very careful.
He's just another.
Yeah,
I know, but like a lot of villains just kind of are the same.
No.
Like, I'm gonna kill Goku.
I completely
kind of thing.
agree.
And then Beerus is like a huge breath of fresh air. And Beerus alone, like. Well, not just alone, but Beerus was one of the main reasons why Battle of Gods is a much better movie than Resurrection F.
Yeah.
Which also is gonna get my Dragon Ball card revoked, I know, but you know what?
I don't like Frieza anymore. I don't like him anymore.
Frieza's fine.
He was good.
This is kind of
before.
boring.
Yeah. That's why I like Beerus, right? He just doesn't. It's proof that if you just adjust the Dragon Ball formula like just a skosh, you can get magic with it. And then when you don't,
absolutely,
you get Jiren.
you get Frieza back. Frieza's back.
Speaking of magic, though, here's Sailor Galaxia and her crazy sapphire crystal, which for some reason Sapphire is the most powerful thing of all. And not,
I was gonna say why not Diamond, right?
Some worthwhile gem.
I don't,
I imagine it's because they probably didn't plan. I don't remember
Right.
the mangaka's name, unfortunately, like off the top of my head. But they probably didn't plan on it going that long. And
She's
it was like,
married.
Oh, we've already made.
She's married to the mangaka that did Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. Fun fact.
Yeah.
That's right. Two other very good shows in manga. Yu Yu Hakusho is like the best thing
Yes.
ever. That's Yu Yu Hakusho. Even the English dub was like my favorite.
Oh, I think the English dub was
anime,
is one of the
shonen
perfect
anime of all time.
perfect example
It's
of an
so
English
good.
dub. Hunter x Hunter.
it's so
Hunter x
good.
Hunter is a thing that I wish that I could forget all of it so that I could watch it again for the first time.
Dude, again,
Because it's so
absolutely.
immensely good.
I agree.
But so learning about Galaxia, and also we had a new researcher on the team working on this, who did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
DJ.
So much ass.
What was it like for you, Liam, getting into the script and learning about this show and kind of figuring out what you needed to know?
Because I also research, so it's so fun it's so interesting when I write an episode that I didn't research. Like, obviously I did research on my own, but I wasn't assigned to it. So going through all of these notes, and especially for something that's Sailor Moon, which is very dense and there's not a lot of explanation for what happens in it. So kind of going through it and being like, okay, what does any of this mean? Because it's one of the very few franchises that I don't have kind of any idea what goes on other than basic anime tropes that I know are there. So that was really interesting. And I mean, when you break it down, I think Galaxia is a character that is actually not terribly complicated. She's evil. She has blasts. She has energy blasts, and she kills people. Bing, bang, boom. Obviously, it's more complicated than that, but basically, that's about it. So it was when you have two characters that most of their attacks are energy blasts. It's what you have to focus on is less oh, what attack am I going to show next? And okay, how am I going to have these characters interact? What interesting thing are they going to do character-wise that makes the fight more interesting? Rather than focusing on Obi-Wan versus Kakashi is a great example of tons of different techniques, tons of different things, attacks to make the different segments. And this is more of a thing where it's more about building in character moments. You'll see. But hello there, stranger, stuff like that. That's what makes the episode interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I notice about this kind of type of fight is that when there's so the opponents are so powerful, right? You have to kind of have those moments where they get to show off their power to show that how powerful those attacks really are. Mm-hmm. So you gotta find a balance between that and the brawling sections and the more straight up Dragon Ball Z kind of normal kind of like fighting moments.
What fun things can you do with the setting? Like, have part of the fight take place in a supernova that they cause on accident. One of the researchers, Ultra, was the one that gave me that idea. I was like, that's perfect. Because you can just do it in the classic Dragon Ball Wasteland, but it feels like you're missing something. You're not doing everything you can with the characters when you set it in too neutral of a setting.
Yeah, there's an interesting issue that we run into with Death Battle every so often, which is we want to create an epic fight, but at the same time, when we get to characters like these, they're so unbelievably powerful. If we don't have them show off that immense power, it sort of feels like it kind of cheapens the fight. But if we do, then it kind of becomes like, well, everything's gone, and there's not a whole lot of interesting things we can do with that.
And Dragon Ball itself suffers from that problem, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
2020.
And it's over. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
That's about 2020 figured out.
Can this be how it ends, please?
Oh my God! Definitely building that as a little GIF and posting that on Twitter. 2020 in a nutshell. Boom. Anyway, Louis is going into this. So you get the script, you get the boards, you're looking at this. What's your first thoughts?
My first thought is like this is gonna be a very complicated fight, mostly because of like how jam-packed with stuff the fight is. Like there's so many little tiny like pieces that goes into this fight, and like usually for us, like a fight that involves a lot of like energy blasts and stuff like that is like on the easier side, right?
Pretty straightforward.
But, yeah, basically. But like when it comes to these characters, it's a little bit more complicated because their attacks are so specific. You know what I mean? Like they have a very specific kind of look and feel. So like a lot of like time went into making sure that those moments read well, basically. And it's a little bit hard.
Especially Galaxia's attacks, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's a little bit hard to like actually show the feeling of movement and like the feeling of like intense stuff happening when it's just space, basically. Mm-hmm. So like you don't have like ground that's going like super fast and stuff like that. So we like try our best to like give a sense of like the fight progressing and getting more and more intense as it goes on. You could even when it came to the section where like you saw them like colliding with each other, which is like right here. Yeah, like that part like took so much, like for the part where they collide and there's just like blasts of energy happening left and right and stuff like that. We have to make sure that all that looks right. And then there's this characters who get blew up.
These guys.
Yeah.
So going into this, oh my God, I can't even remember what inspired this joke, but I guess we really wanted to kind of establish how Galaxia's powers work, and kind of like showing off them actually working against these random assholes on this random planet. They're not assholes. They're totally welcome. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're assholes. We don't know. They died too quickly. Maybe they deserved it.
But I guess there's definitely a difference in how Galaxia and Beerus treat the different planets. So showing that kind of dichotomy there, I think was
like
fun.
A character.
Also, and that again goes back to their personalities. Like Beerus is that wonderful character who's like super
single-minded.
He's got a great level of camp.
Yeah.
Like, Beerus has a great level of camp to him. Whereas Galaxia has camp, but in the exact opposite way, where it's not cheesy at all. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
And here it is, the moment that I think everybody's waiting for who knows anything about Galaxia.
Starseed.
Will we use the anime to excuse this idea that she could just rip souls out of people, basically?
Oh,
just like
and it didn't work.
Surprise! Doesn't work, bitches.
Yeah, can't take off the little crystal on top of the Sims. But oh, by the way, the characters that were in the characters that we showed off were in the village. Those were actually from Paper Mario.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's exactly what they looked like.
And that was Zach voicing them, right?
Yeah, it was
one of the animators for the episode. Oh my God.
Ben, I think I made this discovery while we were having like a script call. Like, I think I just wrote
right.
in what, like, my reaction to it was.
Yeah, because at a certain point, I was like, well, we got to have... I believe during one of our meetings, I was like, well, Boomstick has to have a reaction. It was like Beerus and whiskey. It's got to be mentioned. And you were like, wait, what?
I was so mad. Because every Dragon... I have to anticipate this stuff. Every Dragon Ball character is named after a food. How could I miss something so obvious? Well played, Toriyama.
And Champa is champagne. I mean, they don't quite sound right, but, you know, Goku
is...
Or Vegeta is just vegetable. That doesn't sound anything.
I love that Vegeta's just... He's like, what other vegetable can I... No, I'll just make it vegetable.
But he's the king of the vegetables. That's why he's just called vegetable.
That makes sense.
What bigger vegetable than vegetable?
So is the ultimate god just going to be called alcohol?
Oh, Jesus. Is Xeno a thing? Is Xeno, or is that just generic?
Oh yeah, what is Xeno?
Xeno technically is a Greek philosopher. I don't think that's what he named it after.
Well, if you rearrange the letters in Xeno, you don't get alcohol, but you know you get close.
You get onyx or onez.
All right.
Anyways,
so, okay, let's dive into
Animorph
stuff that matters. Figuring
reference.
out the Animorphs.
Had to throw that one in there.
Figuring out. So I'm sure this is going to be a little bit confusing to some people, like how we came to all these numbers. Yeah. Liam, is there anything you want to say that wasn't actually in the episode?
You know, if you really just commit,
putting you on the spot.
If you really commit to like the multipliers that are in Dragon Ball, like not even hypothetical ones, the ones that are described, like. They're both Beerus and Galaxia are like baseline universe level, but like Beerus has a ton of power multipliers that he scales to from Goku. This is an argument for people that know what I'm talking about. But like basically Beerus is helped out by being in a universe where characters can just multiply their strength willy-nilly and being above all of them or almost all of them. Whereas Galaxia doesn't. So he's ultimately, if I was to sum it up, Beerus is just way more powerful. That was one of the big things there.
Yeah, because like as we mentioned in the episode, Galaxia has like multipliers technically from like Eternal Sailor Moon and whatnot, even though it's not the most powerful Sailor Moon. But then there's also like Beerus has all the Super Saiyan multipliers, and then the God multipliers, and then the Fusion multipliers, and all that fun stuff. And obviously we haven't seen all of what Beerus is capable of, but you know we know what he is better than, and we can compare that to Galaxia. Exactly, but that wraps up that episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this commentary. Amazing job on that battle, Luis, and of course to Zach.
Dope. Oh my god.
We've got a new one from these guys coming up next. It is Zuko versus Shoto Todoroki.
I am so excited
Zuko
to show
here.
you guys what we made.
Oh, you spoiled it. I love this episode, and I love this matchup. Two of my favorite characters. It's going to be good. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye.